Dancing, 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 dancing machine. Man, oh man, I feel like the leaders of the new school. Man, oh man, it's just another case of that old PTA. Boom. You know they say the first couple seconds of your YouTube stream will determine if people stay or leave. So if you don't like them songs, then go. Do what you gotta do. I get it, man. I get it. But listen, man, we just 2 days away from 2025. And so I thought, man, we need to have a conversation. I know, I like I said, I got to get back on my regular posting. So it might be something that dropping. It might not be, but that's all right. If you watch live or later, let's get it. But let's get into this conversation, baby. Hopefully YouTube still likes me. It is informing people that the underdog is live so that people know. But if not, whatever, we'll make it work. But the act, man, listen, oof. Baby, we got to talk. We got to talk today. We got to talk. Now listen, at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about what happened last night. You know this, man. We're going to talk about what happened last night. But for right now, first things first, welcome to CNN. I am the underdog, Kirk Kennedy, your host. Let's go in. On this channel, we take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. And man, we getting ready to expose something today. I don't know if y'all see what I'm seeing, but I'm at least show you what I'm saying. If you don't see it, that's fine. I get it. Let's get it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about, did y'all see last night? What happened last night? And you know I was at the game, baby. But that's not where we at first. We got to have a conversation, man. And I usually do this on purpose. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could respond to the things that are happening on YouTube in the culture as quick as everybody else. But I personally, for a couple reasons, one of which I'll explain later, one of which I'll explain now. For a couple reasons, I don't always jump at the top stories right away. One, because my YouTube channel, this channel, despite me wanting to grow it, even though I've been faking the last month and a half and haven't even been posting like that, despite the fact that I like to see the channel grow, there is a way that I don't want to see the channel grow. And what I don't want to do, and I'm glad that I don't have to do this, is I don't need to give you my opinion on the top story all day so that you get my take. And then it's just, and that's just what happens. And so I'm not juicing for likes and subscribes and all that stuff, right? I just give you what I give you. The people that bang with me, bang with me. The people that don't. If the channel doesn't grow, then we'll be midgets. You're not supposed to say that, right? So you two don't strike me, man. I'm freestyling. I'm freestyling. All right, but we're going to get into a story that is been going on for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And it's a hot story. And I don't know, when I tell you what this is, you probably have heard of it. If you don't, I'm explaining to you what's happening. But then we're going to wonder, why does everyone care about this story? And that's going to be what we get into it, all right? But first, let's talk about this story. All right. The last couple weeks have seen the Travis Hunter fiasco. So if you don't know who Travis Hunter is, let me explain to you who Travis Hunter is. Travis Hunter is just won the Heisman Trophy. He's in big time. I mean, this dude's potential superstar in the making. He is a defensive and offensive monster playing for Colorado Buffaloes under Deion Sanders. He was the #1 player in the country in high school football and went to, I think it was Jackson. Is that where Deion was at? Where was he at? I forgot what black college he was at. I think it was Jackson State. But he went to join Deion there, which was a big deal. Everyone was like, what is he doing? Why is he going to a MEAC conference? Why is he going to a black school? And then when Deion left to go to Colorado, he brought his son Shador and his son Shiloh, and then he brought Travis Hunter with him, right? Now, Travis Hunter is a phenom. This dude plays defense and offense back to back, right? I mean, I remember, I'm old enough to remember Bo Jackson when he would play baseball and basketball, and it was whoa, he's playing two major sports. He's playing in the MLB And in the NFL, like it was crazy, right? And you saw Michael Jordan when he retired try to play baseball, but he just couldn't handle that thing. That fastball was too much. He was in the minors, right? But Travis Hunter can play defense. He can play, I think he's a DB, defensive back, and then he was wide receiver. The dude is ridiculous, right? So he wins the Heisman. But that's not the story, though. The real problem with Travis Hunter, and he's had a phenomenal year. I think he deserved a Heisman, even though there was a report that came out that people were hedging bets that he would get or wouldn't get. So they're trying to say, well, I don't know if he really won it. They think it was more about, he was good enough to win it, bar none. You don't meet many people that can play at a high level in D1 college, like D1. Like this is Division I. They're playing the top schools in the country, and this man was on defense getting interceptions, and then on offense getting touchdowns, right? He's a phenomenal player. He's going number 1 in the draft. I don't know what the Patriots, if they're going to play him. Now, in the NFL, it's a little bit different. I don't know if you're going to be able to play defense and offense in the NFL, baby. But that's not what people are talking about. Here's the Travis Hunter fiasco. He is engaged to a girl named Leanne Lenore. All right, now, for a while, no one cared about Leanne Lenore. No one cared about this. But let me tell you what happened. He had a crazy game, right? Crazy game. And at the end of the game, he goes into the stands to give his girlfriend a hug. This is his fiancé. Her name is Leanne Lenore. To give her a hug. And she didn't seem like she was happy, right? Like looked like they got into a little conflict. And so someone put it on Twitter. There was like video footage of him hugging her and them looking like they're in some kind of an argument, right? And all of a sudden, once that happens in this day and age, landslide, all of a sudden, people start investigating who is Travis Hunter's girlfriend. Now, maybe this was going on before, but I just wasn't hearing about it, right? They start investigating this girl, Leanne Lenore. And because she looks like she's unhappy. This dude just had a game, this is before the Heisman Trophy, but he just killed it. He goes and hugs this girl, and everyone's acting like, people are like, oh my gosh. You have no idea like what they could have had an argument before the game, and he went over there and she's still mad. Come on, man, if you've been married and you get into conflict and people come over and you play it off like, oh, hey, how you doing? And man, you guys look like you're doing so great together. Oh, yeah. And then they're beefing, right? You know, these things happen. But however, so people start investigating Leanne Lenore, and then proverbially all hell breaks loose. And here's what happens. Now I'm watching this develop, but I don't really care. I'm like, why are they talking about this? Then all of a sudden, I'm seeing video after video after video, and I'm talking about content creators who have big YouTube followings are all doing videos about Leanne Lenore. Now, I'm still not tripping. I'm not watching this like, why is this even, who cares about her? I'm thinking they young people, you got a girl. And so I'm seeing like clips of her, like somebody saying she was in a rap video, and it's not making sense to me, right? So now I have a conversation with a buddy of mine, one of my homies. And he filled in the gap for me that opened the door up. And that's why we're making this video. So we were talking about this. And I was just saying, why do people care? And he said, well, here's why people care. Here's why he thought people care. They said they've been dating for 5 years, right? They've been dating for 5 years is what they said. Leanne Lenore and Travis Hunter. And people are bringing up things that she was doing within that 5-year period that really contradict her being in a relationship. So that's when it hit me. Oh, so the little rap video she was in, she was dating Travis Hunter apparently while she's in a rap video with a dude. Apparently, or allegedly, is what we say today. Allegedly. Oh, that's what she was dating Travis Hunter when she was in a rap video. Oh, when she went to this party and when she was DMing these other basketball or football players, she was supposedly his girlfriend, right? So everyone, I'm talking about not every single person, literally, I'm being facetious for the sake of the conversation. But a lot of people, some I was surprised, are talking like Travis Hunter. I just saw Shannon Sharp, a clip of him saying that she's playing him, like her brother. So there's all this stuff, right? So everyone is scrutinizing everything that she's saying. She's going on social media crying, trying to explain why she didn't stand up when he was announced at the Heisman. And everyone is saying, Travis, stay away from her. She's a gold digger. She's using you. Like, bro, she was your girlfriend when this happened and she's with this DMing this dude. All this stuff is going on, right? And I'm trying to figure out, and I'm sitting here wrestling with, here's the question that I just am asking. Why does everybody care about this situation? Why does everybody care about this situation, right? This is what everyone's saying. Everyone's talking about this. Why does everyone care about this? This is what I'm asking. What is going on? Everyone's like, man, she's a gold digger. She's playing you. Woo, 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 right? And Travis Hunter is not going for it. Travis Hunter is a smooth-faced predator if you look at him. Remember the Predator when he took his mask off? That's Travis Hunter. Smooth-faced predator. That's I'm telling you. They're going to nickname him the Predator, Travis Hunter. I'm coining it. Remember when you heard it first. Look, I'm an ugly dude. I could call another dude ugly because I'm an ugly dude, but I'm gangster. I'm all right with it. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Travis Hunter's the Predator. But so anyway, right? I'm watching this like, why does everybody care about this situation? So I'm looking at different videos. I'm not watching them fully. Sometimes, you can put your thumb, like your thumbnail over a YouTube video and you'll see kind of what it's about for like however long you keep it there. So I wasn't watching full on videos, but I'd watch, okay, this is a content creator. I'm saying, let me watch 2 or 3 minutes of what he's talking about. I'm watching this, but I still walked away with, why does everybody care about this situation? And then I thought, and then I do what I always do. This is what I always do. And I'm not saying this like, oh, I'm better anymore. This is what I do. I try to think, Lord, what are you exposing? Like, what is this about? Like, I try to always think about, Lord, okay, I trust you're sovereign. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in providence. I don't believe in coincidence at all. I just don't. I can't. For me as a Christian, I just can't believe in coincidence. I'm talking about from dropping my keys to things. The Lord is in all of it. The Lord means something. It's something, right? And when I say he's in all of it, don't get me wrong. I'm not a pantheist, right? I'm just saying God is always doing something, even when you think, where are my keys at? All that, right? So I'm always like, Lord, what is this? What does this mean? Why does so many people care? As I'm watching videos, I know you don't know Travis Hunter at all. You don't know Leanne Lenore. Why do people care? So then I start thinking, well, that's the culture we live in. Your business, when you're known, your business is out there and everybody feels like they're going to weigh in on your business. All that. I get it, right? I get it. God forbid something happen to any of us who make those videos and have our business exposed. But I digress, right? But I'm still thinking like, Lord, what does this even mean? Like, why is this happening, right? And I'm thinking, well, this is just cancel culture. This is what people do. But then I thought, this is not cancel culture, though. Cancel culture is like, get rid of they shouldn't have a Twitter or YouTube. Cancel culture is more like, let's stop you from making videos. This girl's not making any videos. She's not making content that I'm aware of that people are trying to say she shouldn't, right? That's not what this is. This is different than cancel culture. And this is what we're going to talk about the rest of this video. I want to give you, and again, you don't have to agree. I get it. I disagree with you decade. You will not hurt my feelings if you disagree. I'm sorry. I don't identify as a man. I am a man. I used to identify as a gangster though, and I'm not. I'm not anymore. I'm a gangster for the Lord. I'm a gospel gangster, right? But the reality is this. Why do people care about this situation so much? And I thought, okay, well, and then the reality hit me. This is what I realized. And if you got to pay attention to how culture shifts, right? Culture shifts. I'm old enough to remember, beat your chest if you're old enough to remember, back when print media was alive, when you had to read articles and stuff. Remember those of us who were old enough, remember stuff like the Enquirer, the National Enquirer, right? People magazine. Those were the only ways you had access to celebrities. Unless you watched like Entertainment Tonight or some news show, people would read like gossip columns were like, the National Enquirer was like the TMZ of print media. It was just everything about people gossiping and about celebrities and all this stuff. But people used to sue the National Enquirer for stories. Well, now in the culture that we live in, you can interact with and find out information about people who are famous like that, right? But I realized there's a deeper issue here. So we went from print media gossip to then social media gossip kind of exposed things. Like once Facebook and then really Twitter, once Twitter came on around when was Twitter, like 2012, I think was Twitter, around that time, somewhere around that 11, 12. '08 was really the birth of YouTube. Remember the dude, Chocolate Rain? Chocolate, that dude, he got like 2 billion, got no money. That dude is still somewhere in Vegas performing Chocolate Rain, trying to make money off of that. But you need YouTube, then Twitter comes in, and then Twitter changes the game. Because Facebook, first of all, you had to be in college, have a college account, right? And eventually anyone can get a Facebook. But Twitter was more like instant. It was like, I could find out what people think in a second, right? So then it becomes like whatever you think about a celebrity, you can just say it right there. But those celebrities can actually see it and they feel it and hear it. So this is a culture. It's shifting and shifting and shifting. And then as stuff started happening from the woke stuff and all, then it became about cancel culture. Now the average person with a Twitter following or with a blog or whatever it was, now the guys who were suckers in high school are now the gangsters on they're the keyboard gangsters, right? The Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers. They're the people that just have an opinion and they're just negative and they spew it and people just love it and they eat it up. And so now the people that were famous that everyone wanted to be like, now people are just trying to tear them down because you'll never get to be every flaw that they have. Yes, you celebrate it, right? So this is what happens, and cancel culture creeps in, and now everything is about stopping people and exposing people and how dare you. And it's cancel culture. Biblically speaking, cancel culture was called self-righteous culture. That's what it was. What we called cancel culture was really, or outrage culture. I used to call it outrage society. I hate jumping on the bandwagon. So I used to call it outrage society, right? People just outraged for nothing. Biblically speaking, it was self-righteous culture, right? It was, oh, look at how these people are. Let's expose them. But what about your life though, fam? What about you though, bro? What about you? I mean, we see this happen all the time. Guys are preaching, talking about other people, and then your sin gets exposed. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Straight price is right? Wrong door. So we get cancel culture, and then that just becomes the normal thing. And then all of a sudden we've shifted, and now we're in a different place. We're in a place that there was a time when you were black, the guilty until proven innocent was sort of the American legal mantra, right? Lady Justice is blind. They say she's blind. But I often believe she can see through that blindfold, right? So she knows so the reality is like there used to be a place called guilty until proven innocent. I mean, innocent until proven guilty. Now it's the other way around. Actually, I'm sorry. It went from innocent until proven guilty. Then cancel culture made it guilty until proven innocent, but now the culture is guilty upon accusation. So it doesn't even matter. If someone says you did it, right? It just happens. This is the culture we live in today. This is it. Innocent till proven guilty, which wasn't true, but that was at least what people thought it was. And then it became guilty until proven innocent. And that's what the cancel culture stuff was. Remember, and that all started with the Jerry Springer comment. So that's when you ever watch Jerry Springer or Maury Povich in them shows where someone comes out and everyone's booing them, boo, you cheated on your girl, she was pregnant with your kid and you cheated on her, and you come on, you booing, and then the dude's like, yeah, whatever, who cares what you think? And then he tells this story and you realize that's not even my baby, man. She was having sex with and all of a sudden people hear another story, and then now here comes the girl, now everybody's booing her, boo. That's kind of what it was. It was like, okay, guilty until proven innocent. Now but now it's guilty upon accusation, right? So there's still self-righteous underneath. So now what's happened is what we used to call cancel culture has turned into vengeance culture. This is the culture we're in now. Cancel culture is dead. That was 2018 to 2021, 22, right? 2021, 22. And really it started it was overlapping. We have a new culture now. It's cancel culture is now vengeance culture. And the vengeance comes from accusation, right? Because now if someone accuses you, people want vengeance right away, bro. Right away. That's where we're at now. And there are many people who made themselves famous for this. Accusation. I think Candace Owens got skyrocketed until she said something about the Jews. And then all of a sudden, we don't mess with Candace Owens anymore. Let's get rid of her. But man, she was the bulldog. Oh, did y'all hear what Candace Owens said? This guy didn't get shot. All this stuff, right? It was just all accusation, right? Vengeance, let's push back against the narrative. But now what we have is a society that people want vengeance and love accusation so much that you don't even care about the people. You don't care about Travis Hunter. It is amazing to me how many people are like, man, Travis, don't do it. This is, and they may be right. I don't know Leanne Lenore. I don't know her. But they don't care about Travis Hunter for real. They don't care about her because they only care about her now because, oh, she's in the spotlight. And now they're dissecting everything she said in her interviews and all this stuff. And it's like, and so what we have now is vengeance culture. And so I think it's important for us, especially those of us who profess to be believers, to talk about the reality of accusation. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. In society right now, we are a social media society. Let's be clear. The majority of us here get our perspectives from social media more than we do legacy media. No one's watching CNN. I mean, there may be some people who are older. The younger demographic, 35 and under, it's a social media society. You get a lot of your perspectives, a lot of what you agree with, a lot of what you understand to be true comes from YouTube, TikTok, like Medium, all these other, I mean, I would say Instagram. People aren't really looking at Instagram for truth, right? They're looking at Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, right? It's just that dynamic. And I'm not shaming, that's fine. The world's going to change, and my kids are younger than that. I don't know what they're going to grow up in and what's going to be the medium that they get a lot of their truth from, right? But here's the reality. The reality of accusation is simply this. Accusation gets attention. And in a social media world, when you can accuse someone and talk about someone who's being accused, people are going to look to that, man. You're going to get 30, depending on how the algorithm and how it paints your YouTube channel or whatever. If you're YouTube, which is largely where a lot of this stuff comes from, it's just going to give you that accusation gets attention. I think it worked for Candace Owens. It worked for a lot, even people on the left, man. It worked for a lot. All the CRT, the critical race theory stuff, all that stuff, that was just all, that stuff wasn't new. It's been around since the late 90s or something, but it became accusation. It turned into accusation, and it helped develop a multi-billion-dollar grievance industry. Whether some of it was true or not, whatever you think about it, it created that. Accusation, that was the Black Lives Matter, and then the pushback against it, the woke culture, all of that is just, it seemed like cancel culture, but underneath it all was sort of a self-righteous culture, right? And underneath that, what was brewing was a vengeance and a culture of vengeance and accusation. So much of it is based on that. And we are so used to it that we're drawn to it, right? We're drawn to it. And some stories, if you like when Diddy got popped, I've been hearing about Diddy since the 90s, so it didn't feel like accusation to me. It felt like confirmation for real. And I think some things have proven that. But nowadays, man, like it just became like, remember that hashtag believe all women? Like women don't lie though? There's never been no believe all men joint, right? So I don't believe all nothing because all of us lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers do because people can manipulate numbers. So everybody's a liar except for God. Let God be true and every man a liar, right? But now we're in an accusation gets attention society. But here's the problem. Biblically speaking, as a Christian, biblically speaking, I'm going to show you something. All right? Let's talk about let me give you the definition of accusation. The two main definitions of accusation. Right? The first definition is this: infliction of injury, harm, humiliation, or the like on a person by another who has been harmed by that person, violent revenge, right? So that definition goes to people that have actually been harmed by the person. But then there's multiple definitions. I only chose the first two because I thought they're relevant. Because I think this definition is good, but I don't think you have to be harmed by the person. And so this one says, an act or opportunity of inflicting such trouble. This is the culture that we're in now, vengeance culture. I can inflict trouble. I have no idea. I'm getting all my information from other YouTube sources, and I'm making content based on accusations of this person. None of these people that I'm aware of, have sat down with Leanne Lenore, had a real conversation with her, and asked her questions. They're taking her emotional responses to having the world attack you. My guy, my girl. Many of us couldn't handle, we don't even like being corrected by our own spouses or our own friends. There's probably certain family members that tread carefully if they got to bring something up to you, right? Because we just don't like it. Can you imagine having what seems like the entire world telling you you're a gold digger, you've done all these things, and let's say you did some things you regret. We don't know if she regrets that rap video. We have no idea. But no one cares. No one cares because we live for an opportunity of inflicting such trouble. And even Christian content creators, there's just an accusation. Let me tell you why, as a believer, we should be concerned. I'm going to put one verse on the screen, but then I'm going to explain to you one thought that should just have you tread carefully, right? Now, I don't know, Leanne, I don't know if Travis Hunter should marry her or not. Truth be told, I really don't care. And I'm not, listen, love your neighbor, but that doesn't mean I have an opinion on everything you should do or don't do. I hope Travis gets saved if he's not. I think he is. He's a virgin, I think. Maybe he's saved. I think he might be saved. I hope so. I hope so. And if she's the wrong girl, may the Lord give him clarity, right? May the Lord give him clarity. But the reality is, accusation, biblically speaking, so let me explain this to you. Let me put this verse on the screen, and then we're going to talk about some other verses, and you're going to see the point I'm making. And this is why I made this video. This is Revelation 12:10, right? It's a crazy chapter. Go read it yourself. Go look it up. Actually, you know what? Let's do something else instead. Let's do this. I'm going to take this back because I think context is key, all right? So let's do this, brothers and sisters. Stay with me. Brothers and sisters, pump up the volume. You're going to get yours, brothers and sisters. All right, let's do this. Let's, for context's sake, let's go here with it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's read Revelation 12, and we're going to see why accusation is crazy. And then I'm going to bring something else up that I think, because this is the culture we live in. We live in the culture that does this. Vengeance culture is an act or opportunity of inflicting such trouble. Keep in mind, 99% of the people who have made videos about Travis Hunter's girlfriend, Leanne Lenore, do not know her, have never had a conversation with her, and are taking their sources from other people who are accusing her of wrongdoing. At best, they're reading into her statements and her trying to explain herself, all of that, right? But listen to Revelation 12, all right? Stay with me. Here we go. Now war arose in heaven, Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. And I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come. Listen to this. For the accuser of our brothers has been thrown down, who accuses them day and night before our God. And they have, verse 11, they have conquered him, the accuser of the brethren. Think about that name. They have conquered him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, for they love not their lives even unto death. Okay, so Satan, right, that ancient serpent, right, this is what it says, and the great dragon was thrown down, verse 9, that ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world, right, is also called the accuser of our brothers. So one of his primary things, and they're celebrating this. Listen to this. And the verse 10, and I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, now the salvation and power and the kingdom of our God and authority of the Christ have come, for the accuser of our brothers has been thrown down, who accuses them day and night before our God. A loud voice in heaven is rejoicing because the accuser of the brethren, of the brothers, who accuses them day and night, has been thrown out of heaven. I want you to think about something for a second. All right. Keep in mind, I don't care. I don't know what you believe about Leanne Lenore. I don't even care. I honestly, and I mean, we're different people. I don't care if she marries Travis, if he marries her or not. That's his decision. He will stand before the Lord and give an account. I do not know that dude. I've never spoken to him. I've never given him a piece of wisdom. It is highly likely I will never meet this man. He will never do anything for me. He will never meet my children. None of it. I will probably enjoy watching him play football in the NFL. I will never talk to his fiance or her maybe soon to be wife if he marries her. There's nothing to it. This video, if it gets likes, cool. That's all that this will be on some level. But the reality of accusation, again, remember, I think this is vengeance culture that is turned into accusation. And the way people work out their vengeance is through accusation, right? And this is the reality. Vengeance is an opportunity of inflicting such trouble. This is what accusation means, right? Here's why I'm concerned, especially if you're a Christian who watches these videos and if you're a Christian content creator. Here's why I'm concerned. Because Satan is called the accuser of the brothers, right? And you would think, well, yeah, but like accusation, like we have to accuse, right? Here's the reality. In the ESV translation, which is the primary translation that I use, in the ESV translation, the word accuse, some derivative of the word accuse, either accuse, accuser, accused, accusation, some derivative of the word accuse, in the ESV translation is found 48 times in 44 verses, both Old and New Testament, all right? Keep in mind, Revelation 12, this is what 12:10, here's what it says. The accuser of our brother. So that's the first time that it's really been attributed to Satan. Keep in mind that Satan is God of this world. 2 Corinthians 4, right? He's God of this world. Remember in Matthew 4 and Luke 4, he told Jesus, he showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment's time and said, I can give these to whoever I want. So Satan is God of this world, and scripture calls him the accuser of the brethren, right? So Satan is God of this world. His demons are largely in control. Ephesians 6, we do not wrestle with flesh and blood, but against principalities, authorities, and all these things, right? So we're dealing with a supernatural element that's evil called Satan, who is the accuser of the brethren, right? In the word of God that called Satan the accuser of the brethren, 48 times in 44 verses is a derivative of the word accused. Only 4 of those 48 times appear to be something positive, and that's appear. The other 44 times are all negative. All negative. All of them are negative. There's only 4 verses out of the 48. Let me just read some of the verses really quickly, and then you do this. You look this up yourself. Go to ChatGPT or Perplexity, do whatever. Go to Bible, AI, whatever. Look it up yourself, right? Listen to this. Deuteronomy 19:16. If a malicious witness arises to accuse a person of wrongdoing, so it calls malicious witness and uses accuse as a negative thing. In Deuteronomy 19:18, the judges shall inquire diligently, and if the witness is a false witness and has accused his brother falsely, right? So it's so far it's accusation is used as a false thing, right? You get Judges 8:1. The men of Ephraim said to him, what is it that you have done to us, not to call us when you went to fight against Mildan? And they accused him fiercely, right? So here's this argumentative Jews accusing each other, right? You got Psalm 38. Those who render me evil for good accuse me because I follow after good. So that's Psalm 38:20. Psalm 71:13. May my accuser be put to shame and consumed with scorn and disgrace. May they be covered who seek my Psalm 109:4. In return for my love, they accuse me, but I give myself to prayer, right? You got plenty of Psalms. You got Daniel 3:8. Therefore, at the time, certain Chaldeans came forward and maliciously accused the Jews, right? You got Hosea 4:4. I'm just skipping through. I mean, it's all over the place. And every time it's used, except for 4, it's accused is used in a negative way, which makes sense because the most heinous accusation of a person who accuses is given to Satan, who's God of this world. It makes sense that the people in this world accuse a lot. Look, some people are dropping off the channel. Don't be mad. I'm not accusing you for doing it, but this is what the Bible says. People are so used to accusing and thinking it's the right thing to do. Let's go to the New Testament, right? Here's one of the positive terms, but it's, and I said positive. This is what Jesus said. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you are going with him to court, lest your accuser hand you over to the judge. Okay, in that sense, the accuser is not considered a negative connotation, but that's the reality, right? But then listen to Matthew 27:12. But when he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he gave them no answer, right? Mark 3:2. And they watched Jesus to see whether he would heal him on the Sabbath so they might accuse him, right? Mark 15:13. And the chief priests accused him of many things. Luke 3:14. And what shall we do? And he said to them, do not extort money from anyone, threats or by false accusations, and be content with your pay. Luke 6:7, and the scribes and the Pharisees watched him to see whether he would heal on the Sabbath so that they might find reason to accuse him, right? Luke 23:2, and they began to accuse him saying, we found it. I mean, this is all over the place, right? Here's another time where it doesn't seem like it's negative. Jesus says in John 5:45, do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one who accuses you, Moses, right? John 18:29. So Pilate went out and said to him, what accusation do you bring against this man? Right? Here's Acts 22:30. But on the next day, desiring to know the real reason why he was being accused by the Jews, right? This is all over the New Testament. He said, I will give you a hearing when your accusers, right? It's all over the place. Acts has it. Romans 2:15. They show that the work of the law is written on their hearts, while their conscience also bears witness, and their conflicting thoughts either accuse or excuse them, right? So in the Bible, accuse is that people think, no, that's judging. No. Judging is something different. Accuse is 96% of the time in the Bible seen as a negative thing. Namely, Satan is the accuser of the brethren. Revelation 12:10. This is the reality of the culture that we live in. Accusation gets attention. And you know why? Because accusation, when it's negative and it's false, or if it's malicious, if it does what this says, infliction of injury, harm, or humiliation, if its accusation is an opportunity of inflicting such trouble, you know why it's so known and so popular, and why because it's satanic. It's satanic, right? Accusation is imitating Satan. And this is why it's the culture that we live in, and believers are just eating it up. Just eating it up. Jesus was quiet a lot of the times when Pilate had to say, look, don't you hear these people accusing you? You don't have anything to say? He was chilling. Then he spoke and said, my kingdom is not of this world. Oh, you are a king then. You said that, all right? Jesus, the gospel say, and the Pharisees sought to accuse him. Accusation, biblically speaking, and I think by the modern definition, is a negative thing. It's a negative thing. Because Satan is God of this world, because he's God of this world, that negative thing has turned into a positive thing. And because Christians are so of the world, and sometimes not in the world, but actually of the world as well, especially if we have YouTube channels, let's make a video. This is a popular topic. Maybe I can get some likes and views and subscribers. I get it. I intentionally sometimes don't post because I don't want to get sucked in to trying to get likes and subscribers and all of that because of this. Now, you can disagree with me on this. If you know me enough to know, you know I don't care if you disagree. And if you drop off and stop following me, listen, I'm okay. That's not my intent, but I mean, I get it, man. This is a crazy society we live in. I grew up, remember when I'm old enough to remember sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Now a difference of opinion will make you be angry and take vengeance or want vengeance of me. It's so fascinating. It's crazy culture we live in. Oh, man, I'm glad I know the Lord, and I'm glad I'm around people who love the Lord, because it's just like, wow. But here's the reality, brothers and sisters, those of you who are believers, if you are a Christian, here's the reality. The culture you live in, that I live in, is largely accusative. It's vengeance culture via accusation. It's again, an opportunity of inflicting such trouble. All I'm saying Got me thinking. I'm thinking about Menace now being Sharif's father, getting ready to give y'all that speech. Here's the reality. If you're a believer, just be careful, fam. Be careful. Ephesians 5 said it's not even good to speak of the things that these people do. Right? Just be very careful. If you're a Christian content creator, fam, be careful. Do you really need to make this story accusing this woman of being, and you just don't know? Your data points are coming from other people. You cannot, unless you had a conversation with her and she told you, yeah, I'm really juicing this dude for real. Okay, Travis Hunter, that's him. You don't know this dude. I just think it's really interesting how people are taking such a heart for him. Travis, don't do it. She's a gold digger. And they could be right, man. I don't know. They could be right. I don't know. But I know this. Travis Hunter is not my responsibility. And it's not my responsibility to tell this girl she's a gold digger because I don't know her motives. It is 100% Luke 18, the Pharisee and the tax collector. Glad I'm not like this dude. He does this, so now it's her. I'm glad I'm not like her. She's a gold digger. She does this. Look at what she said here in this video. She was in this rap video. She did this and did that. So you think when you stand before the Lord, he ain't going to have some accusations against you? You think Satan's accusations against you are not true? Listen, I know the scripture said when he speaks, he lies because that's his native language. But that doesn't mean everything Satan said is a lie. He wasn't lying to Jesus when he said, I've been given all these kingdoms. He wasn't lying when he said that. He wasn't lying to Eve when he said, you will be like God knowing good and evil. He was lying when he said that you won't die. He was lying about that. So I think we have to understand that, like, don't get it twisted. The only thing you should get twisted is the crown of thorns, fam, right? The accusations that we're enjoying reading about or saying are really satanic. The Bible, 96% of the time, uses either the word malicious or gives a negative connotation when an accusation is made. Be careful, fam. Be careful. Because people just, well, she's just using them. You know that how? Because you watched another YouTuber say that? Can you text Leanna and show us the text that indicates that? People don't want to hear that, man, because we're just so used to it, man. We just ride the wave. Listen, Satan is a good Pied Piper, man. And we just be following along. Just, man, shit, I like this joint. Be careful, fam. The broad road, many enter through it. But the narrow road, only a few find it. Be careful of gossip, accusation, because that's satanic. He's the accuser of the brethren, especially when you see believers accuse other believers. Man, I mean, now don't get me wrong. I think there's a place to, when someone says things publicly and it's off, I think there's a place for that. I think there are people who, I think, hey, man, look, they're calling out these guys or these women who are claiming this stuff from the Bible that's not true. Okay. But Leanna is saying what you're saying about me is not true. And people are still making those videos. So I just think, Sherman, be careful. And here's why. Whether you're a Christian or not, let me tell you why you should be careful, but especially if you're a believer. Because there's going to come a day when you and I stand before God and the books will be opened. And your actions, your words, your thoughts are going to accuse you. And guess what? In that moment, you're going to want mercy. You're going to want forgiveness. And God may say, I'm going to give you the same mercy that you gave Leanne Lenore. Man, you better hope it was prayer for her and hoping good things for her. This is the thing. Everyone loves to accuse until the accusation turns on them. Be careful, fam, is all I'm saying. I'm not better than you. I'm probably worse than all of you. But I got enough sense to know that accusation is wild. And the culture we live in, these people are acting like they're not going to stand before God and give an account. So he who was without sin, cast the first stone. But what do I know? What do I know? It's almost 2025 and I'm still alive, baby. And guess what? I do got another video. Yes, baby. We back at 8:30. We going to talk about something that's crazy. People going to think I'm sacrilegious. And it's like, well, nah, let me just, this with the script. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I got an 8:30 joint. I'm gonna be back at 8:30 tonight. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. I told you your boy is back. You know, Christmas happening and all that. Little kidney stone thing happening. I had to deal with this lot going on. But we back. I mean, we back like I'm pointing. Like we gonna get into it. But let me go to the comment section. Let me go ahead. Let me see who's mad right now. Who's mad? Let me see who's mad right now. Let me see who's mad right now. Cause I know you. Oh man, what? Listen, let me tell you something, Caleb. This is what I do every game, right? Whenever it looks like we're going to lose or we get rocked, I'm like, I'm gone, y'all. I tell the dudes, I'll meet y'all in the car. And you know, every time I do that, I get to the car, I hear all this cheering. We won! Like, what you mean we won? How do we win? So this time, when they called that pass interference down on like the 28-yard line, I stood up, I was like, I'm gone, man. And my other man was like, I'm going with you. So we walking out, and then we walked by the screen, and I said, let me just watch this. I just wanted to be gone before everybody came out mad. I was like, I'm gone. We watched by the screen. Boom, he misses. I'm like, no. We go back to the stands. People's like, yeah, I knew you would be back. I was like, hold up, son, I don't know you. What you talking about, right? We sit down in the seat. We watch the game. We get to, and we watch that. Man, it was crazy. I loved it, bro. I loved it. That's right, Zach. We live, baby. That's how we do it. He has no clue he's being preyed upon by that girl in the family. It's a business venture for her. Maybe, brother. Maybe. But you don't know. If Donkey Kong, Shrek, and the Predator had threesome, Travis Hunter. Maybe. But I bet you, when the Lord reveals your situation, I bet you it won't be all like what you thought it was either, my dude. Inside Edition. All them joints. 100%. Gabe, listen to this. Look at this right here. Preach it. Love your view on the whole situation, how culture can prioritize the wrong things from the Lord. Amen. Gospel gangster. Boom. Look at this dude is in college right now. You know, when you in college, unless you got that refund check, you need all that money, man. Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate the $5. Appreciate you, homeboy. Thank you. Brandon, the devil is the accuser of the brethren. 100%, bro. 100%. I watch CNN. That's how we get down, baby. We try not to accuse. We try to expose in the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. Y'all got to stop this insanity. I don't know what insanity you talking about, but if it's what I'm talking about, I'm with you, brother. Same face. I'm with you. The last person to play both defense and offense played for the Patriots. I think his last name was Brown. Well, shoot, he might be the next person because Travis Hunter is going first to them. And let's be clear, man. We were talking about this last night. The Patriots are just whack right now. I mean, Travis Hunter, first of all, the NFL, the rigor, I don't know, bro. You're going to be playing defense or offense in the NFL? Man, maybe in college you was, I don't know, man. 180 pounds? Sherman. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But yeah, brother, I think it would be interesting. They about to have a second player to do it. It'll be interesting. T, appreciate that. AT looking like Bobby Brown in the joint is my prerogative. Nah, man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Rich, always. Thank you, Rich, man. Appreciate you, famo. Big Dog Chico shaking my head. Not sure what you shaking your head at, brother, but you know, we get it. We with you. You rap better than the gospel gangster. 100%, bro. Like, we ain't gonna lie. Listen, it ain't wrong to tell the truth, you know? I rap better. I rap better than Reverend Run. I'm the best rapping pastor out there. Don't get it twisted, unless it's the Crown of Thorns. All right, Bow Wow was trying to warn Travis based on a post from a parody site. You're right. He's not our responsibility. Yeah, some old Bow Wow was trying to warn. Man, listen, bro. Like, here's the thing. You don't care about Travis, and by you, I don't mean you, bro. I just mean the people. All these people, man. It's a conversation piece. Here's the good news, though. If Travis Hunter, if this gets you away, or Leanne, here's the good news. Give it another week or two, and people are gonna move on. This is the good thing about the social media world. So we all have ADD from a media perspective. No one, unless your family is directly affected, is going to hang around and watch and care about the story. We're too ADD for that. Listen, when I was a kid, they said you had ants in your pants. Now we all have digital nervous systems, man. We need to keep being stimulated. Leanne Lenore, that's not going to do it no more. Who's next? Oh, guess what? Kim Kardashian. And who's next? Oh, guess what? Kanye West. Who's next? Oh, We got it. We have digital nervousness. We have digital ADHD, and now we got to keep moving. So if you're them, all they got to do is hush up, and then they'll be good. Don't say nothing. Don't make no videos. Don't do nothing. Just chill out. 3-4 weeks go by, nobody's going to care. Because you know what? Drake says something. Kendrick says something. J. Cole just dropped. You know, whatever it is. It just that's the good news. If I was getting trashed in the media, I would just chill. Because in a few weeks, people need a new stimulation. We need new stimulation, and we need new content, new stuff. Remember when everybody's talking about Caitlin Clark? And nobody worry about Caitlin Clark? When it happens. They're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. Caught this in the middle, but we'll replay it. Thank you for the usual biblical and balanced content. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Good win for your Commanders last night. 100%, bro. I was in the game. I'm in the house. I was there. Last game, I got season tickets. I've had them since almost 20 years. But now they're worth it. I really appreciate it. Don't be sacrilegious. I'm not mad. I just got off working 2 days. I have no idea what y'all talk about, but I know it's interesting. Looking forward to 8:30. Yeah, 8:30. We gotta talk. 8:30. We gotta talk. Oh man. Said, who the F is taking advice from this dude? This can't be serious. I was just scrolling on YouTube and seeing this and said to myself, why this dude trying to tell somebody how to live their life? The same thing you doing. I love it, bro. What? So if you say who's taking me serious, trying to tell somebody how to live, aren't you telling people how to live their life? If you say don't take me serious, fam, you can't be serious, bro. Like it's just that type of stuff. That type of stuff is hilarious, man. I love it. Idea, not ideas. LOL. Yeah. By the way, congrats on your Commanders. Yeah, I hope my Broncos can learn from your squad and take care of businesses and get in the play. Hey, yeah, man. I mean, listen, we both come from heydays of having good teams, man. We both come from heydays, so I get that. Yeah, I get it. Oh, I love this comment. Dude can't even manage his weight and want to tell people how to do. Man, you know what, bro? You right. I'm ending my channel now. The fact that the only people that have any advice or wisdom have to be in shape like you. And I don't know you, so I'm looking at your picture, kind of like a Deion Sanders with like, I can't really tell, but you're right though, bruh. The only people that have anything to offer anybody is just people who are in shape and look like you. Yet I've known people who eat right, drink lots of water, exercise 5 times a day and all that, and had heart attacks. And here I am, fat and overweight, telling people what to do. But you're right though, bruh. You're right. Only people who are in great shape have to have an opinion on everything. I feel you, bruh. Thank you though. I appreciate that. And please don't, I'm not trying to tell you how to do nothing because it doesn't sound like you believe what I believe anyway. But one day, hopefully you do. And then you'll realize that this comment was actually the opposite of what you thought it was. But I feel you, bro. Let's keep it. Listen, I'm in the gym now. I'm working out. 2025, I'm going to get in shape. And then when I do that, will you please subscribe and watch my videos, bro? I would appreciate that. Come on, Slim. Like, get out of here, man. Everybody has weaknesses. And just, never mind. Thank you for that comment. Thank you. I appreciate it. Never leave too early. My boy wanted to leave when Josh Allen got to go ahead with TD 13 seconds. Let best Chiefs. Bro, I've done it twice this season. Well, I was like, I'm gone. And I regretted it. We got in the car and found out we won. To my shame, and I have to acknowledge this, to my shame, I did it during the Bears game, bro. I was so mad that they got that touchdown that I got up and walked out. And then when I was almost at the car, Jay's Mayhem, I actually can walk too. Whew. Got to the car quick. Don't let it fool you. I'm quicker than what you think, but don't let it. I heard everyone erupt, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. And people was like, we won. I had to watch the replay and see him throw the deep ball. It bounced off of Chicago's hands and into, I couldn't believe it. But I left that moment. I didn't see it live. I was so mad. I'm an idiot, bro. And I'm a fat idiot, especially according to Jay's Mayhem. Jay, stand down, do this respectfully. Nah, he don't gotta do this respectfully. Let him be his own. I mean, let him listen. He who was out sin cast the first stone. I mean, we don't know this dude's life. This dude, we have no idea. It's easy. Listen, it's easy to come on. First of all, I don't know if he has a YouTube channel, right? Do you know how hard it is to just press record on YouTube and talk nonstop and explain things to people. I got no production team. This is just me. I would love to see people just come in. These people come in. It's like women who come on and criticize other women, but you got makeup on, Slim. Come in with no makeup on and talk about beauty standards. You got fake eyelashes on. Eyelashes look like Sasquatches when they clap. When you sneeze, dust. It's the social media world. Everybody got something. At least I'm myself. I'm 100% myself. I ain't got no filters on, no nothing. I'm 100% myself. So I just think, it's easy to come in and tell people that they don't know what they're talking about. When I'd love to see your YouTube channel and all that stuff. So, but anyway, she said she left Travis in her DMs because he was too young and he cheated. But come to find out, her brother saw his text in school to who Travis was. That's why she replied to him. Okay, cool. Let's just say that that's true. Simply Jen's Kitchen. Because that did happen. I actually saw that today, right? I saw that today. Jen. Let's say that that's true. So are you saying that she's not in love with him now, though? That's the question, right? It's just like this. When people say, well, I don't believe this about God and I don't believe this about... Let me tell you when people say like, well, I don't... And people we start to scramble, well, what about this? And trying to define the script. And it's like, listen, let's just start with this. Do you think the resurrection didn't happen? Like, that's what it really matters to. If the resurrection didn't happen, then proving God exists doesn't mean anything. It's the same thing. It's like, okay, so that's true. She didn't know who he was and wasn't into him. And maybe she said, let me see what's up with him. So are we saying then that for 5 years, she never fell in love with this dude? She's not genuinely in love with him? Like, how many of us have made decisions for the wrong reasons at the beginning of our lives, right? How many of us have done that? I do that. I've done that. Listen, Jay's Mayhem. I've made many wrong decisions to snack when I shouldn't, bruh. I get it. And I'm sure you have too, man. Like, we get it. But like the question is not, did she really, and this is my point. I'm not coming at you, Simply Jen's Kitchen. I'm just making a point. The question is this though. Okay, say that that's true. That's really what happened. That's really what happened, right? Does she love him now though? Does she love him right now? And does this dude, he can't discern after 5 years of dating her, whether all the conversations they've had, the time they've spent, she didn't know he was going to win the Heisman. She didn't know that he was guaranteed to go to the NFL. Listen, players get injured. There are great players that tear their ACL. Curtains. We don't know. She couldn't predict the future. So again, to say that, oh, she did this at the beginning, so she's a gold digger. How did she know 5 years ago who he would become? He went to a black MEAC conference school. Like, they don't go, a lot of them don't go to the pros. If she was with him during then, again, I don't know exactly when I keep hearing 5 years. I don't know. 5 years is a long time to me. But my point is this. Even if she didn't like him until her brother put her hip, does she love him now? Does she love him now? Right? Why don't we get mad at Jacob? He married Leah, but then he loved Rachel and didn't marry Leah. Let's have that conversation. No, I'm just playing. But please make sure I was home alone. I'm not sure, Ralph, what you talking about, bro, but okay. Hey, Jays, if you think only perfect people can contribute everything, you need to realize that you have nothing to contribute because you aren't perfect either. 100%. Future, 100%. People just be wilding. They just want to come in and make, and I could have not put it in the comment section, but I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid to put a comment like that in the comment section. I'm not tripping. What was great about the Bears game was the DB was taunting y'all. I saw all of that. Huge lesson in humility. The Lord doesn't work in mysterious ways. He works in obvious ones. That was straight up and down. Jose, appreciate you. Love this channel. Appreciate you, famo. Thank you, Future. Appreciate you. To be honest, I have no idea who Travis and Lenore. I have to go watch this video and let Brother Kurt explain it to me. I do try to explain it, to be honest with you. Future, my thing is, it's great to have your own thoughts and opinions, but be respectful, 100%. Yeah, be respectful, 100%. Yep, I never understood rolling into someone's channel for the first time with all of that energy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that type of stuff to me is like, listen, yep, I'm fat, but I'm enjoying my life, man. I know the Lord, I'm good, my kids are good, I got a wonderful home, I'm loved by my church. Like, okay, all right, yep, I need to lose some weight, 100%. Well, yeah, you got me, but as if that disqualifies everything. Oh, what a culture we live in, man. It's such a self-righteous culture. Of course she loves him. What's at issue is her public disrespect by curbing a kiss, almost getting into a fight in the stands with a lawyer, arguing and scratching teammates, relatives in the stands. Yeah, that may be the case, but I don't like who. So again, I'm not defending her. I'm just making this point. We don't know why she curbed him with a kiss. Listen, I know marriages that are sexless. I know marriages, Christian marriages, where the wife and husband have not been intimate for some time. She's been curbing that dude for a while. And I know many women who would understand that and would even accept that as something that they should do based on the circumstances of their marriage. But yet when this girl curbs a kiss, I just think it's just hypocritical, right? Like almost getting into a fight in the stands with a lawyer. We don't know what the lawyer said. Don't get me wrong. Those might be all true things that are just wild, but like, why does it matter though? Like there were times in my life, even as a pastor, I was like, oh man, I'm tripping right now. Like this is what the Lord does in conviction, right? I mean, how does David, think about this for a second. I'm going to end with this. How does David, right, commit adultery? Like, remember that David was, from God's perspective, told Samuel, he's a man after my own heart. David, right? David commits adultery with Bathsheba, okay? But doesn't just commit adultery, right? Has her husband killed to hide the fact that she's pregnant, if he knew she was pregnant or thought she might be. Either way, had his general had put him in the front lines of the fiercest fighting so he could be killed, right? Then Nathan, the prophet, comes to David. And David seemingly doesn't even think he really sinned. Because once Nathan tells him this story about a rich man took away a poor man's lamb because he didn't want to give one of his lambs to a friend, David was indignant. He should be killed and all this stuff. And he was like, you're the man, right? And then after he breaks down what David did, go read 2 Samuel 12. David says, I have sinned against the Lord. My dude, is that the first time you found out that you sinned when Nathan said it? So if Nathan never said it, then you didn't know you sinned? This is a man after God's own heart. I think I can give grace to a girl who fights in the stands with a lawyer. I don't know what teammates are arguing and scratching teammates. I don't know what they said to her. They might just, maybe, so again, I'm not defending her. I'm just saying, to me, does that say, okay, you shouldn't marry this dude then? I don't know. But I'm not going to defend. I'm trying to stay in a place where I understand that there's going to come a time when the books will be opened and the Lord will expose my sins. And if being fat is one of them, then that's when, what's his name? Jay's Mayhem can laugh and be like, I told you on YouTube, right? Maybe in the judgment that'll happen. I don't know. So for me, yeah, I just don't care, I guess, Like you can keep bringing these things up, Simply Jen's Kitchen. I just don't care. My point of the video is I just don't think it matters. It's not about, I'm not saying we do know why she blamed on the fact that security and all of the family and so she took her frustration on Travis and curbed him. Okay, that happens. Like it happens. I know people who are married that take it out on their spouses because they had a bad day at work. Like this is just human behavior, right? I'm not saying she should have done that. I'm just saying like this is a reality. Like people get offended. The dude just came in my dad. And so I'm saying, I don't know. I'm not saying, you keep saying, I don't know. No, let me make it clear. Simply, Jen, I'm not saying this to try to make you feel bad. I'm just saying, I say we don't know. I'm saying, I don't know, but I don't care though. The question is not, is she a perfect angel? Well, okay, even if I said we, that's fine. I'm saying we, because I'm sure but Future doesn't know that. She just said, I don't even know who they are. There are people who don't know all these details, I'm sure. So when I say we, I don't mean no one knows. I'm saying, but it's more than just me, right? It's not just me. There's a lot of people who don't know the details. My point is not, is she innocent and has she done anything that's worthy of? I'm saying, does she love Travis or not? And if she loves him, then he loves her. Then why all the commotion about he shouldn't marry her because of these things? I know people who are married that have done worse. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you, Simply Jen's Kitchen. I appreciate your input. My point is not that we don't know. There's a lot of people that don't know the stuff that you just put in. I didn't know it because I don't care enough to know it. And I just think the fact that I mean, I don't know you enough to know, but like, why do you care enough to know all those details? Like, it just, to me, it's just wild. But everyone's different. Everyone's different. I just think like, to me, it's more about, dang, why is there so much accusation against this woman? And telling Travis, bro, you a simp, you this, you that, you that. None of these people care about her. None of them. This is the last comment I'm going to take, because I'm coming back at 8:30 for something different. Many people feel that Travis is a good dude. There's somebody trying to woman things she might not know. Things she might not know, or things he might not know. He might not know. Many people think Travis is a good dude. He might not know. I'll just say this simply, Jen's Kitchen, and I'll end with this. Is it person who was, thank you, Future, and you're not the only one on this thread. You're right. I think many people think Travis is a good dude, but here's the reality. All these people aren't warning Travis because they think he's a good dude. I think that, and I could be wrong because I don't know their hearts and all, but this is YouTube, Simply Jen. And I think many of us make videos because we want people to either like and subscribe or follow our content, or it's a hot button issue and we want to give our word to that. I just don't think many people are doing it for that purpose. So even the people think he's a good dude. I know some of these YouTube channels, they just do this. This is how they make money. They're not doing it because Travis is a good dude. They're doing it because it's a accusation. It gets attention. It's what we do to get, it's the story, whatever the story is. There's tons of stories out there. Why is this one a big deal to you? Because it's going to get you 30, 40,000, likes and maybe some subscribers, maybe people, join your Patreon, all that type of stuff. So I don't think people think he's a good dude so much that all these videos are based on that. No, it's a story. And I mean, I'm not the Lord. I don't know what people's hearts and motives are. But I think some of this is what I think, and I can't prove this, so I'll just say this is what I think. Some of this is just a pushback to the Me Too movement, to be honest. I think some of this is just a pushback against that small window of time when Believe All Women was a hashtag, and women were accusing guys, and finally dudes, Matt Lauers and the Harvey Weinsteins, these people are getting locked up for things that they historically would have never been locked up for because men were too powerful. There was a small window of time where women were actually taken seriously. I mean, think about all the stuff we've heard about Diddy. Had Cassie not put that lawsuit out there, this wouldn't have all happened. It was her bravery that kicked open the door, and now this dude seems to be rightly getting justice for all the evil that he's done, right? So I think a lot of this stuff is a pushback against, the hashtag Believe All Women and all that stuff. And I can't prove that. I'm not saying I know for certain, but this is just an observation. But having said that, listen, we coming back at 8:30. 8:30, we coming back. I got a different issue. It's not as cultural, but it is, but it isn't. And I ain't gonna give y'all no hints. But I will see y'all at 8:30. Like and subscribe to the channel if you want to. And let's work out together in 2025. Jazz Mayhem and all of us will lead us in the workout. We can play Kanye West joint and J. Cole's joint as we all get it in together. All right. Grace and peace, y'all. We'll see you at 8:30.